Hey, what's up everyone? So this time I've got a set of Ramza matches for you. Shout out to the YouTuber Ramza66 who made these videos. As his name implies, he has a ton of Ramza matches on his channel and he plays them very well. So check out his channel, which I have linked down below if you want to see some more Ramza action. So Ramza is a pretty interesting character. He's typed as unique, which is basically a catch-all of the characters who don't fit in any of the other predefined archetypes. At first, Ramza is relatively weak, but his X skill makes up for that. By default, it has a cooldown that is about 180 seconds, but Ramza can choose to charge his X skill, which makes the X skill charge up in up to 5 seconds depending on how long of a cooldown is left on it. This is called focusing, and while he's charging, he has to stand still and leaves himself pretty vulnerable. But whenever his X skill is available, he has the option to either use Steal, which is going to give his allies a major buff to their attack, defense, and speed, or he can use Shout, which gives Ramza himself a major stat boost, as well as making his attack stronger. So you have to make the choice based on what your team composition is and what role you need to fill at the time. If you have enough time, you can charge your X skill gauge and use both back to back. They both only last for a short period of time, so you'll have to keep reusing them throughout the battle. So outside of his X skill, he has a pretty good variety of attacks, with some long range attacks, a projectile, and some good gap closing melee attacks, especially if Shout is active. So clearly Ramza is a really versatile character with a pretty high skill cap with all of his different options. He requires you to be pretty aware of your surroundings and of your team. So we can dive into our first video here and I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. So first off, the HP attack that Ramza is going with here in this match is called Holy. It works a lot like Terra's Meteor attack. Basically it has a lot of range and it has a huge area of effect, so it can do a lot of damage if he's away from the opponents and has the freedom to use it at will. So be on the lookout for that. So the team we're following is a Ramza Titus Sephiroth comp, and they're going up against a Bart, Sphirion, and Squall comp. So a ton of melee on both sides. It's going to be a slugfest between the two. This is a pretty good comp for Ramza's Steel X skill, because his team does a lot of damage, especially with Titus's mobility and speed. He's going to be able to get in a lot of quick attacks usually. So we'll see if he uses that here. So right out of the gate here, you see Ramza's using, he's focusing his X skill, trying to build up the charge as much as possible. And going to pause this real quick just to say, this blue aura that shows up around him, that means he's using his Steel X skill. You see these blue icons, they're buff icons beside his teammates. That's just kind of signifying that they have the Steel buff. So be on the lookout for those. If he's using his Shout, he's going to have an orange aura instead, and he's going to get a buff icon over here by his health bar. So I'm going to try not to pause it every single time this happens, I'm just going to try to call it out as the match progresses. But just keep an eye on the buff icons, that way you can kind of tell if he's using Shout or Steel, and you can kind of tell by when the X skill goes back on cooldown. Okay, so anyway, Steel is active now on his teammates, so they're going to be able to do a little bit more damage here. He focuses up again, goes ahead and builds up his X skill for when he needs to use it next. The enemy team is kind of grouping up together there. The blue team got hit by HP attack, and then Ramza hit his Holy attack on them, so just trading some HP damage. Looks like red team is trying to get an attack here on Ramza, but he's able to guard all of it and get a quick attack there on Furion. You see the summoning stone pop up here, so Squall is attacking it, and Ramza took the perfect opportunity to use his Holy HP attack there, since he wasn't being focused on at the moment. So he did some HP damage, he got knocked back a little bit here, but now that he's got some distance, you see he's just throwing out his Holy attack. Still just trying to get it off. He just built up his X skill and he just used his Shout attack, so now he's going to do a little bit more damage. He's throwing out his Holy there to pick up a kill there on Squall. Once again, he wasn't being focused at all and he was able to pick up a kill on Squall from a pretty good distance away. He's just doing some poke here against Bartz. Neither one of them are really connecting with each other. He's just trying to see if he can get an attack on anyone. Squall tried to attack but missed, so Ramza was able to follow up with his own attack. You can kind of tell how quick some of his melee attacks are. The attack animation's really fast, so he can kind of sneak in attacks if anyone is close, or if someone dashes in on him and isn't able to follow up with an attack really quickly. Ramza's usually going to be able to attack first. You see Bartz's health is pretty low there. He's trying to get an HP attack in on him, but Holy has such a slow startup. It's really easy to dodge it if you're not being preoccupied by something else. So just throwing it out against somebody is usually not going to hit unless they're not paying attention. He tried to hit Bartz again there, but wasn't quite lucky enough to hit. Bartz was able to actually hit him with an HP attack instead. So we'll see if he keeps trying to get that out. Actually, they are doing their summon now, so Rama's going to be active, which should allow them to be a little more aggressive. We'll see if anyone gets caught in any of Rama's attack animations and see if we can follow up with a holy on them. You see Ramza just use shout right there, so now his attacks are going to be a little bit stronger. Just throwing out some buffs now, building up his health a little bit with his HP buff X skill. Squall was trying to do a bravery combo on Titus, so Ramza was able to follow up with a holy attack on him while he was stuck in the animation. You see everyone's kind of grouping up here. Squall tried to make a move there on Ramza, wasn't quite able to get it off. Sephiroth was able to save Ramza instead. So let's take a quick look back how on that game ended real quick, and I can kind of explain exactly what went down. Okay, so right here you can kind of see number 2 on the minimap, which is Squall, is focusing on Ramza, and you see Sephiroth, which is number 6 on the minimap, is keeping an eye on Squall. So what's going to happen is Squall's going to try to move in and do an attack on Ramza, but before he can get it off, Sephiroth interrupts him and wall rushes him with his own bravery combo. You see it right there. And then off in the distance here, kind of off screen, so we couldn't completely see what happened, it looked like Rama was doing an attack on Bartz, and also Titus was locking him down in it. So Titus got off his HP attack on Bartz. Maybe he got caught up in the Rama attack or something. But either way, he was able to pick up a kill on Bartz off screen, which set up Sephiroth to finish off Squall here and in the game. So a pretty quick and decisive victory there by the blue team. Ramza kind of played more of a support role in this game. You kind of saw he just kind of tried to stay away from the opponents as best as he could, throwing out his holy attack as much as he could. He was able to get in some quick bravery attacks if anyone tried to attack him, but more often than not, he was just trying to whittle down the opponent's HP and allow his teammates to kind of finish them off. So that just kind of shows one style that you can play Ramza in. In some of these other videos, you're going to see he plays a more aggressive, more active role in the combat. So jumping right into the second game here, you see blue team has Ramza, Kuja, and Ishtola. So right away you kind of notice that their team is a less aggressive and less melee oriented than they were in the first game. So in this match, you're going to see Ramza not really play that same kind of support role. He's going to take more of an active role and kind of be up in the mix a little bit more. So this time he's not going to have his HP attack of Holy. Instead, he's going to have Chirijiradin, which I may have said wrong, I'm not 100% sure. But it's more of a melee focused attack. It's basically just a big AoE around Ramza. It's really powerful and has a pretty quick startup animation, so enemies have to be pretty careful getting too close and lingering too close around him. You'll see it. It's pretty hard to miss. So the enemy team is going to be a Bartz, Cloud, Sephiroth comp, which is pretty melee heavy. Going to be a lot of aggression probably on their part. You see right away Ramza focusing once again his X skill. He's already used Shout and has another one ready for whenever he needs it. The blue team is just kind of poking around, not going into anything while he was doing that. Now you see the teams kind of engaging against each other now that Ramza's buffed up. Cloud kind of got the better of him as he was trying to get an attack but missed. But you see he's building up his bravery pretty quickly now. He just hit Cloud, build up some bravery. He just broke Bartz's bravery, so now he's already up to 3,000. He's got Bartz locked in a wall rush and just used his HP attack and got the first kill of the game right there. So you can see how quickly you can build up bravery and you get just a couple of attack shings with Shout. It does so much bravery damage and it's just crazy how fast he can build it up. You see the teams moving in kind of more of a neutral position here. Red team's kind of grouped back up. Ramza's throwing out some long range attacks. Sephiroth tried to dash in and Ramza was able to catch him before he could react. So it just shows again how fast his attack animation can be against people that are dashing. He blocks Bartz's attack there. Cloud tries to hit his HP attack, but Ramza was able to get under it and use his HP attack instead, leading into another kill by Ramza and leaving Red team with just 1 HP bar left. You see he just used Shout again, so he's got that on a full cooldown now. Cloud was able to catch him while he was kind of vulnerable, trying to pick someone to attack. He catches a good attack here on Cloud, caught him with a wall rush, so immediately builds up his bravery, already over 3,000. He's trying to move in, he tries to hit Bartz, but wasn't quite able to catch him. Bartz was able to dodge back and away. Sephiroth, just kind of dueling here with Sephiroth a little bit, both kind of shielding attacks. Not able to get anything off on him yet. Still just trying to keep up with him though, seeing if he can pull anything off. Sephiroth was able to move away though and just kind of avoid danger there. See, he takes a second to focus, gets a little bit of his X skill gone. That did let Cloud take the opportunity to hit with his HP attack though, since Ramza was vulnerable there. Just kind of highlights you need to be kind of careful whenever you decide to use your focus. But on the flip side, same exact kind of situation there. Let's look back at it real quick. So here you kind of see one thing, it's kind of a pro and con of both Cloud and Sephiroth. Some of their HP attacks are really long attack chains. It lets you build up your bravery a lot before you deal that last, HP attack. But at the same time, it locks you in an animation for a really long time. So you see at the top of the screen here, Sephiroth has Kuja locked in an HP attack, but the animation lasts for so long that Ramza has plenty of time to get up here, rush down Sephiroth, and then hit him with his HP attack, leading into a kill on him. He actually looks like he picked up a kill on Bartz too at the exact same time, because Bartz was trying to rush in and protect Sephiroth from Ramza, but he wasn't able to. So actually Ramza ended up getting 4 kills in this game, so just also shows that not only is he a really strong support character, but he can definitely take point and be a really powerful melee character as well. Alright, so if you're not convinced that Ramza is a beast, this video is going to change your mind. I love this one, he goes pretty hard here. So first off, he's using another HP attack this time, Triple Break. It's just a 3 attack chain, and each attack inflicts a debuff on whoever you're hitting. I can't remember the order of the attacks, but they reduce attack, defense, and speed. So if you connect with all 3, then they get 3 debuffs. So blue team here is Ramza, Emperor, Titus, and they're going up against Onion Knight, Bartz, and Cecil. So as usual, he starts focusing at the very beginning, just building up his X skill gauge. You see his teammates, just like in the last game, they're just kind of poking around, not trying to start anything until Ramza's ready to go. So he used Steel this first time because he thinks his teammates can use the buff pretty well, and he used Shout right there, so now everybody's buffed up and ready to go. You see, they're starting to move a little more aggressively, they're actually trying to start picking fights now. Ramza's still throwing out some of his long-range attacks, just looking to connect with something. He's just kind of trying to attack. Looks like Bartz just caught him trying to reach for an attack there. He starts focusing again here. You see Shout is just about to run out. If you look at the buff icon, so he's got it ready so that way he can shout now and restart the buff. So now he's got another 15 seconds or so to work with. Tries to catch Onion Knight there. Missed the combo, unfortunately, but that's okay. Red team is kind of starting to group up. Blue team's all grouped up too, so both teams are just kind of poking at each other again. Cecil just moved in close to Ramza. He's able to get a quick attack off on him. He sees Bartz down below, doesn't notice him, so he's able to hit him with an attack, wall rush him, and lead into a big combo. Tons of bravery now. He feints trying to attack Onion Knight, so as Bartz tries to move away, he turns back around, hits him with his triple break, and kills him. So really good move there. Onion Knight here looks like he's dashing towards the summoning stone and didn't notice Ramza, so Ramza's able to quickly hit him with his triple break, lead into another kill. You see the triple break has a pretty quick startup animation, so if you catch someone dashing in front of you like that, it can definitely lead into an HP attack. Catches Cecil with an attack, starts building up his bravery again, just kind of going off on people. Bartz focused on, looks like he's focused on Emperor, so Ramza was able to come up behind, hit him with the triple break, and you just saw how fast he was able to build up his bravery there. So if we just start back, let's look. So he had just been bravery broken here, he uses Shout, but he's only at 1,000 bravery. He gets 1 attack off on Cecil, already up to 2,000, 1 attack off on Onion Knight, already up to 3,000, and then triple break is enough to put him over the edge and just completely finish off Bartz. So you can see with Shout active, he was doing single bravery attacks, or single bravery chains, and gaining 1,000 bravery off of that. So his bravery gain with Shout active is insane. He can build up bravery super quickly, and you can see how powerful all 3 of the different HP attacks we've looked at in these videos are. They either have crazy range or they have really fast startup animations. So Ramza is clearly a character you have to watch out for if you're playing against him. He can be incredibly dangerous, and you don't want to let him just do his game. You really have to focus on him in some way and just kind of weave in and out and not let him get his attacks off on you. And also you need to take advantage of the fact that Shout only lasts for 15 seconds, so if you can bully him while that's inactive or when it's about to end and prevent him from using it again, that can really weaken Ramza, or at least force him to have to run away from the fight. You really have to play around with Ramza's strengths and weaknesses to beat him. So yeah, you can see Ramza's a pretty cool character. He's really versatile. You saw in the first game, he was able to play that support role, kind of hanging back, letting his teammates set up combos and him finishing them with his holy HP attack, and also buffing them with Steel. And then you saw in these last 2 games how he can definitely take charge, do a ton of damage, and get kills very easily. Alright, so thank you guys for watching, and I will have another character video up sometime next week. Have a good one.